episode of my Warhammer Conquest review. We're on issue 37 of Warhammer Conquest. Nice issue. Again, we've got a repeat issue here. Not the issue itself, but the plastic crack in back. We've got another set of this scenery, which is from one of the Kill Team boxes. Can't really say anything about it that I haven't said before. It's really nice and solid, chunky plastic. It's gonna survive a lot of damage, a lot of moving around. It's great for gaming. It's great for gaming because it's just so well built. You really, you don't have to worry about breaking bits off of it, and you don't have to worry about little bits of detail being damaged over time, which can be a problem with some of the other scenery from GW, just because they've tried to add a lot of gothic detailing to stuff, and it doesn't always withstand play. Whereas this scenery from GW is just built really, really well. Actually, I'm just going to go grab a bit. There you go. Sorry, guys. This is the original set I got that's already built, and you can see how thick and how solid it is. There are a few little detail bits, but they're reasonably solid or in reasonably well protected areas. So really, you've got some scenery that should last you a good few years and should set you up in good stead for gaming well into the future, which is fantastic. Another beautiful piece of artwork on the cover here. Some Marines defending themselves against some Chaos Cultists and some Chaos Marines coming out the back. Let's get into the magazine itself. Again, we can look at the, if I sort of get it just shimmering, like we can see that the magazine itself is in good condition. A little bit of wrinkling, but that's what you expect when you're only protected by plastic. Ian, our spiritual liege. And we're starting off with a beautiful bit of artwork. Oh, sorry, too shiny. Beautiful bit of artwork there. Bit reminiscent in pose and style of Abaddon and all the other champions, but there we have a Death Guard sorcerer. It's going on there about what Death Guard sorcerers are, what their powers do. Obviously, they're going to be plague and rot based and various things like that. Continuing on the back there, various bits and pieces. The Death Lord's ancient hatred for Psychers has survived even his transformation to Demon Prince. So, what do we got here? Yeah. It doesn't give you a thing here. Anyway, the Death Lords, there's no title on this. This is actually a new bit. Survived the transformation to Demon Prince. They would never refuse the gifts of noble bestowed upon his sons. Mortarion is not required to like them. Sorcerers of the Death Guard don't seem to resent the contempt their brothers hold them in. In fact, they thrive amongst the ranks of the Death Guard, going about their business like an unwanted disease and an unwilling host. So yeah, Mortarion doesn't like magic apparently, which is something I think we were aware of from the Heresy books. Here we've got the Chronicles of Ultramar. There is a picture of Rabute kicking the shit out of a word bearer. That is that's the cover art from the Betrayal of Calth novel, which is a pretty good novel. It paints Guilliman in a good light, although it does show one of the reasons why he was pretty much useless throughout the entire Heresy, because he just wasn't there. He was the wrong end of the galaxy, and the word bearers kept him there, which is fair. It goes through the Chronicles of Ultramar. For those who don't know, Ultramar is the homeworld of the Ultra Marines. Which is fairly cool. Not very original name. The Ultra Marines come from Ultra Mar. As opposed to the name Ultramarine meaning Ultra Marine, amazing, best Marines or amazing Marines. The name seems to somehow reflect that. I'm not sure why they felt the need to kind of have that. I mean, I play a Space Wolf player, and their home world is Fenris, so I can't really sort of complain about being on the nose, but there you go. Altering battle records begin at the dawn of the Imperium. Rabute Gilliman rises to lead his sons in the Great Crusade. The Ultramarines recapture hundreds of worlds. Unfortunately, this period of enlightenment human progress would soon be halted by the betrayal of the Civil War. Or betrayal and Civil War. It goes through things that happened to the Ultramarines and Ultramar there. Or rather to Ultramar. It goes to the Battle of Calth. Calth is one of the subsystems of Ultramar. It used to be this beautiful agri world. Now the entirety of Calth is operated from complex tunnel networks that basically honeycomb beneath the surface, because the surface is completely unlivable. It's been radioactive for thousands of years after the massive battle of Ultramar. It then goes through M31 to M33, the Age of Rebirth, and basically what happened after the Heresy. And that's some cool stuff there. And then we go straight on to the Riser Ruins, which is what these things are called. These bits here. You've got enough of them to create a small little towny area to fight through. It gives you a basic building thing there, and it goes through how to paint them. It recommends using Abaddon Black. If I get time, I'm going to try and do some sort of a base coating tutorial on that, showing some of the dry brushing and that you can do to get this stuff painted up relatively quickly. And some of the bits and pieces you can do to finish them off. But again, it goes through the whole thing, shows you how to do that. It also shows you some stuff that you can do now with the Steel Legion Drab, which we got in last week's copy. And it also goes through a thing called Recess Shading, which is a way of adding specific shades to things without just covering everything in wash. It's a great way of doing things. It's a great way of adding detail to it. In addition to that, we've got Warlords. It's got some cool stuff about Warlords, what they do in bits and pieces there. Beginning of the game, Warhammer 40k, players each choose a single model. At the moment, you've got the choice of a lieutenant model or your librarian, or possibly even your chaplain. So you've got 3 choices for the Ultramarine players. And you've got several characters that you could use for the Plague Marine players as well. So you've got several options for a Warlord, depending on what you want to do. In this one, they're recommending you use... Where are we? Happy McSlappy, whose name I can't remember, and the Librarian. It gives you 3 Warlord... It explains how Warlord traits work and gives you 3 Warlord traits that you can either pick or, as always... You can roll a dice with the 3 Warlord traits, use a D3. So, 1 or 2 equals 1, 2 or 3, 3 or 4 equals 2, and 5 or 6 equals 3. And you just go which one you've got. Randomizing Warlord traits can be more fun and often more balanced than getting to pick the Warlord trait you want. Just because Warlord traits do have an effect on the battle. They're an extra thing you add to your Warlord. You will find once you add these in, your Warlords will get a lot better, and they're meant to be. Basically, your Warlord is meant to be a better guy, and the fact that you take Warlord traits is to a certain extent included in their points values and their power values. Doesn't mean you have to take Warlord traits from Warlord. It's not worth taking. A lot of them are worth taking, but the fact that the fact that you have Warlord traits has to be taken into account in the game, and both sides get them, but it does make the models a little bit more effective and a little bit more useful. Give you an example. Legendary Fire. If this Warlord charges, add 1 to their attack characteristic until the end of the fight phase. So, depending on what Warlord you're using and how he's got it set out, you can take up to a significant value of attacks. If you've got a Warlord which starts up, Space Wolf, Wolf Lord starts with 4 attacks, extra and gives him 5 attack, and 6 attack. A Legendary Fighter gives him 6 attacks on the charge. You're dealing with a high weapon skill, and depending what you've equipped him with, my personal preference all the way through 7. Not sure about it in 8th yet, but still, just as an iconic thing, was always 2 power fists, just because, yes, it means you strike last, but when you do hit, you're hitting most of the time and you're killing almost all of the time, meaning that out of 6 attacks, you're killing 4 guys or 5 guys without the option for them to really do anything about it. You've got to be careful in 8th ed because you're playing singular characters. They're no longer part of units, so you don't quite have the ablativeness that you used to have in units. So you've got to be careful about where you're positioning your wall and things like that. But if units are nearby, you still have the ability to use heroic interventions and things like that, and look at style things. This you've got a mission there running there to use the traits in using the Skull Shield landing pad, which is, as you can see on the map there, and that allows you to do stuff. The Skull Shield landing pad is there, so basically you place it there on the map. So this little extra bit that obviously will detach quite. So for those of you not familiar, these magazines aren't stuck together very well, but that's completely on purpose. It's so that you can do that, and all of a sudden you've got part of a Skull Shield landing pad. The actual Skull Shield landing pad that you can buy from GW is basically twice this, and is a massive landing pad that you can actually land models on. It's big enough to fit a lot of the flyers on as landed. You can see a picture of it there. But yeah, that's another nifty little thing. I know it doesn't seem like much, but having little objectives, having things like that really can improve the game. Oh, sorry, glass falling down. You've got your evac mission there, which is another mission that you can play through and have fun with. So yeah, all in all, a good magazine. You've got some new scenery, you've got some new rules, you've got a new thing to add to your map, which is quite nice, and some nice background both for how plague sorcerers work. They're not just another psyker; they're actually got their own unique canon, and about Ultramar and where the Ultramarines come from. Right, let's see what we've got next week for issue 38. We have the Death Guard Plague Surgeon, not quite an apothecary. Certainly I wouldn't go to him if you're sick, but rather if you want to get sick. In there you're going to have surgeon rules, detail guides, and an exciting new mission, and a Mechanicus Battle Zone mat. So we're getting another battle mat there, which is cool. And there, following that, we've got another really cool model, a new Primaris Captain. This guy isn't in the big armour that we got to the original Captain in, because we have got a Captain in Gravis 10 armour. And this one is in standard armour, which makes him a little easier to kill, and perhaps you might not want to put him so close to combat. But it's another fantastic, exciting model. Anybody who's been following GW knows that there are a lot of characters out for Primaris at the moment. I mean, there are so many lieutenants. It just seems to be the thing they're doing is we're going to make another lieutenant. And they're heavily Ultramarine. There's a couple of Space Wolves. I really would like to see some Primaris lieutenants for some of the lesser known chapters and some of the weirder chapters out there, but that's cool. But yeah, in issue 39, it's Roticus Rainfather. So you got some stories about another character there. Detailed guides, which we now know means how to paint and how to assemble things. And then again, an exciting new mission. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. For those of you wondering, again, what happened to my weekly roundup, it looks like I'm going to have to move them to fortnightly for my weekly roundup, just because my work pattern's changed and I'm working both days on weekends. And whilst it's been more hectic stuff of the previous times to miss, like the cat passing away and other things that have caused problems, it's just proving too difficult to get them out every weekend when I'm working both Saturday and Sunday, which is the days I would normally record them. So they're probably going to shift to fortnightly, but it's giving me more free time in the week, so I'm hoping to be able to get around to doing some more guides and building stuff. Hope you guys enjoy that, and don't worry, the one thing that most of you watch, which is the Conquest thing, is going to stay, because frankly I'm really loving the magazine myself. I'll see you guys next week, and have fun. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. Not sure why, but I am. So if you like it, see me there, and please tell your friends. Thanks very much. Bye.